they can just get on. So you guys, thank you so much for taking the time. We're going to try to make this quick so we can all get back to the kids that we have in bed probably. I told you all, I've spoken to all of you separately about this opportunity that I actually came across. I was not recruited to this. I just stumbled upon it from a previous colleague. He's he's works for Discover here in the area. And when he mentioned it to me, it was, again, just regarding something else. And then I took a look at it and I thought, oh my gosh, this is huge. This is a great opportunity. So I got more information from him, and here I am. What I'm going to do right now is turn it over to Leah. So Leah and Sam Melquist have been with this company, with World Global Network, since February, and they have achieved the rank of Diamond in 9 weeks, which is a pretty big deal. Leah, you guys, has a master's in wellness management, with 12 years experience in the wellness industry and in public health. And her husband, Sam, is a graphic designer and an owner of 2 small businesses. So that was a short introduction of her. Leah, let me just introduce you to everybody here on the call. We have Reyes and Cari Tellez, which she's not showing her face. She probably doesn't have any makeup on. And we have Diana, who is muted. We also have Jaime and Leticia, who is, they came on and then they just turned off their and El Boogie. So El Boogie, I'm guessing that's JC and Lenny. And then we've got Hugo Sancen, who is my brother. Thank you guys again for joining. And then I will turn it over to you, Leah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Susanna. And I have to say, it's the cool thing about this industry is the people that just get placed into your life that you would have never otherwise met. And I got connected to Susanna here this past week and talked to her on the phone. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to meet this girl. And then we actually ended up getting to meet right away this first weekend here in Minneapolis. She came up from where she lives, and I actually live in northwestern Minnesota. So it's just been a pleasure to get to know you in these last few short days, and I know you're going to rock this. So I'm really excited to work with you. So thank you for that introduction, and thank you guys all for jumping on here to hear about this. I'm going to mute out the lines because a lot of times we have get some background noise with kiddos and whatnot. So that way I can just go through my information, and then we'll stop the recording because I am recording this for people that aren't able to jump on it live. And I'll open it up for questions once we get all done too, and I can help answer and clarify anything that I might cover tonight. So, and thank you guys. I'm just gonna get this muted here 1 second. All right, and can you guys still hear me okay? Yeah, good. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna share my screen. I have some slides I want to share with you as well. All right. Play. All right, so she told you a little bit about my husband and I, and I'm always the one on here doing these while he takes care of the kiddos. So the company that we're talking about here is World Global Network, and we've been with the company since February, like she mentioned, and it has just been absolutely life-changing for us. So I'm sure many of you guys on here are probably busy like we were. A lot of times when we do these things, it's a mix of people. So maybe you're kind of looking for something, you need something to shake things up. Maybe you're just like sick of the rat race and never getting ahead and just want to change. Or maybe you're just on here jumping on to do her a favor and kind of listen to this. I know when we got the invitation to see the 2-minute video, if you guys saw that, we definitely were not looking. We have 3 businesses, like she mentioned. My husband works full-time, 3 kiddos, so just the typical crazy. And definitely was not open open at the time. We didn't think, but when we saw that 2-minute video, with my background in public health and wellness, like I knew this device is going to change people's lives. So I had to take a closer look. And as entrepreneurs, I know you just never say no to an opportunity until you've had a chance to hear the offer and get a little bit more details. So we dug further in, got on an overview somewhat similar to this. A lot has evolved in the last 6 months, but we both kind of looked at each other, my husband and I, and said, like, we can't not to give this a try, because I had a sense in my gut that this was going to be huge, and it has absolutely changed our life. It actually, like you said, in 9 weeks we hit the rank of diamond, which is $50,000 in sales in that cycle. And I would have never expected, although knowing what I know and where I know we're going now, I'm not surprised at all, and we're just getting started. So we consider ourselves very blessed for this opportunity coming into our way. And I always get just goosebumps, honestly, before I do these presentations, because I never know who's on the other end looking for something that could just change your life as well. And for us, what's been so impacting on top of the income has been amazing. Now we're going to be retiring my husband from his full-time job by the end of this year, so he can just do the businesses that he loves, are his passions, and be home and be more available with us at home. So, and thank you for jumping on. We always show our income disclosure.
Our income disclosure. Please visit our website at www.worldgn.com.
We always play that at the beginning of any presentations, because we're talking about income, and it's just what the right thing to do is in this industry, although unfortunately not many companies do. So you can see more details and everything, like you said, at the bottom of worldgn.com. So you guys, our main flagship device is called the Hilo, and I'm guessing you guys all saw the 2 or 3 minute video, and maybe even the 7 that introduced this kind of the opportunity a little bit. So you can see here I have one on. This basically, people kind of say a Fitbit on steroids, but I think it doesn't even do it justice at all. I don't even like to compare it to it, because it does so much more. As the video showed, some of the things, the heart rate, breath rate, EKG, what's really drawn people, because it's the first device like this, is the blood pressure. And then the Guardian functions carrying that on top of it. So literally the ability to monitor anybody that has a Hilo from around the world can monitor your loved ones. I have my mom. My mom says she lives on her own, and it's just like the peace of mind that I know if anything kind of goes out of whack, I'm going to get an alert that it's gone out of range. And then the panic button as well. So on the side of it, if you just push it twice, like if I push this, my husband in the other room is going to get a text message saying that Leah pushed your panic button, and it's going to give him my GPS coordinates then, which is the peace of mind now of having that on. Like, most situations we can just pick up our phone and call, but you never know, you pray that it would never happen, but the situation where you can't, you have to be subtle. And if you need some help or you need someone's attention, you can just push your button. And again, for the example of my mom living on her own, if something happened and she couldn't call me, I know if she just pushes her button, I'm going to get a text message. And we've had a huge draw on this for people like realtors and stuff, where they might be in situations where they're just not feeling super comfortable, but they can't make a big deal out of it. That's something else that they can then push the button then. And so the nice thing about our device, even as it is today, is it's been really attracting so many different people based on the different features of it. On the inside of the band, there's also germanium stones that you can plug in there, which help reduce inflammation and increase blood flow, help increase blood oxygen levels. So I actually have a whole team of people out in Montana. There's a nutrition practitioner who she's been sharing this with her clients, and they're buying it like hotcakes because of the germanium stones. It's not even about all this other amazing stuff that it does. It's the germanium stones that are really drawing them. So the device as it is today is like nothing else out there. Like, we are actually a category creator in this industry. But you guys, what's coming is going to absolutely bring this company to #1 in the wearable tech space. So we will be launching blood glucose monitoring non-invasively through an app on your phone and through the device on your wrist. So it's going to minimize the people needing to do all the pricks of the finger. I was talking to a gentleman the other day with diabetes, and he said, we're supposed to check it 6 times a day, and every time we check it, that's $1. The test strips are $1. So I can't wait to share this with my diabetic friends, because this is going to save them so much money. And most of us aren't checking it as often as we're supposed to because of the cost and because it sucks to prick your finger. So now we'll just be able to always know. So once that gets released, you guys, even if just 1% of diabetics in the US decide to give our device a try, that's $2 billion in revenue. And because this is in the network marketing space, The company doesn't have to pay out marketing budgets. There's no overhead. All of the revenue, 50% of the revenue gets paid out to distributors in the field that are out there sharing this device. So it's a huge blessing that our CEO has decided to go with the network marketing model, which I'll explain a little bit more. Something else that's coming is blood alcohol. And we are actually a publicly traded company, so completely debt-free. So when this company out in Silicon Valley developed this technology to be able to do blood alcohol through the skin, so transdermally, they actually just purchased the corporation. So on our next device, that's where we'll have the blood alcohol, and now we will have exclusive rights to that technology for the next 20 years. So there's going to be so much more to come with fitness stuff, and it's actually going to have a mosquito shield here coming up on one of the next releases. So it's just really, really incredible. So I'm going to that's a summary of our device. I'm going to go through kind of the 5 reasons on why this is such an amazing opportunity right now. Like, I promise there's nothing like this out there in the world. This is an absolute once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be on the front end of something like this. So we have an extremely relevant product. It is in the space of wearable technology. And this information on this slide is according to Forbes and Newsweek. Last year, the industry, there was 123 million devices sold, and it was a $14 billion industry. It's projected in the next 2.5 years to increase $20 billion of growth. And that's going to happen with or without you guys, without us. That was even before World Global Network got into this space. It's just where this industry is going. And we know technology runs the world. It's like, it doesn't slow down. It doesn't move backwards. And it doesn't even wait for you or I to understand it before all of a sudden it's making leaps and bounds into the future. And they're actually projecting that wearable tech is going to replace the smartphone. And it's our company. I just heard, like, it's just so it gets more exciting month by month. And they're talking that we're going to be one of the first companies to release the first, like, where it's just the phones are done. Like, it's just all done through the smart band on your wrist, through the Hilo. So just this, we have a very, very relevant product. The second point is we have no competition. So no competition in the retail space at all, even, because there's no other device like it out there that does what ours does, but also then in the network marketing and direct selling space. So tons of great companies out there. Like, I am such an advocate of the industry, people, just working for themselves, making their way, providing for their family. But a lot of the different, the major industries or the major categories are like makeup and skincare and wellness products. And so it's just crowded conversations because there's so many companies in that space. Nobody is first to market anymore. So here we are the first ones doing technology in the network marketing space. And this actually shows here on the right side here how we've been featured on news channels. We've been on Fox News 3 times. About a month ago, we were on the Today Show. Carson Daly was actually wearing a Hilo. It was awesome. And we actually were on CBS News down in Florida, because we have a family actually on our team who has a 4-year-old boy who wears the Hilo, and he's got an illness, needs to have his blood pressure monitored, and it's like a life-threatening illness. So for the first time ever, his parents have peace of mind that if his blood pressure starts to drop, they are going to get an alert and can kind of be monitoring him all the time. So you guys, we also are partnered with Toshiba, and that is like the tech giant Toshiba. So they brought the Hilo to the biggest international technology convention in January called CES. And the stock, which I will show you here, went through the roof. So it was trading at under like 25 cents a share. Then Toshiba came out public with a partnership, and that's when the stocks absolutely went. And you guys, if you are anybody on here watches stocks or does anything with that, this is definitely one you're going to want to pay attention to. I know we're on the process of taking this to the NASDAQ. It should be on there within 90 days. And I know that it's our CEO's goal to get this share to over $100 per share. And what I've seen so far and what I know about where we're going, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that it's not going to get there. So the third point is that partnership with Toshiba. I do always jump the gun on this one. And so people ask us too, like, so why isn't this on the store or the shelves at Best Buy or Target, like any other wearable tech out there, like the Fitbits and Garmin's? And actually, so when Toshiba decided to enter this space of wearable tech, they came to Fabio and wanted to buy the device. They wanted to buy our company and use the Hilo as their entrance in the wearable tech space. But Fabio wouldn't sell because he knows that the most fast and efficient way to get anything to market is through network marketing. The industry is absolutely booming, and word of mouth moves a product faster than the retail space. And he's very passionate about getting this out there. He has diabetes. His father passed away of diabetes. So he just wants to be able to improve quality of life for people. And so he knows, like, okay, how do I get this out there the fastest? And he's stuck to network marketing. And on top of that, his father was, on the 40-40 plan, went to college, was working towards retirement. And as he neared retirement, that's when the effects of the illness took over. So he actually ended up passing away. Like, they had big goals and dreams for the family to travel and with grandkids and whatnot after he retired. But he passed away 1 year after he retired. So Fabio, he's made billions within the mobile industry already. He's just like, that's not right. Like, that people have to work hard all their life to then just get to retirement. And we know like 75% of people can't even retire now. Went to college, got a good job, but with the cost of living and the way our economy is going, like, it's just people aren't even able to retire. So in the network marketing space, people can decide how much they're going to make and how much they're worth. And hundreds of thousands of families can be financially blessed by this versus just the CEOs of the major corporations. And he's a tech genius. Like, was one of the first people to bring the internet to Italy, develop the LCD touchscreen. Like, he's kind of the Steve Jobs in the wearable tech space. So one other thing that really, really sets our device apart and makes this an even more lucrative business plan is that we have what's called Open API. So that means we have our own app store, and it's just being launched. We have over 200 app developers working on apps to go with the Hilo, and that will take the bioparameters that the device reads and be able to make even more customized apps and whatnot for our customers. So if people want specific fitness programs or blood oxygen or whatever it is that will be of value to their health, they can download these different apps. So what that means for us as business people and distributors, I like to relate it to the story of Apple. So it was back in 2007 that Apple entered the mobile industry. And at that time, it was Nokia and Motorola that really dominated the space. And it wasn't because Apple had great hardware. It was actually because of the entrance of their app store that made them, dominate in that space. For year one, there was 800 apps on the Apple App Store. Fast forward to today, there's over 2.3 million apps. And anytime someone goes and downloads apps, that's responsible for $3 billion in revenue every single month for Apple. Okay, bring that to our conversation here. As this app store expands, when people download apps, it's not anything you have to go out and resell. Because once they have a Hilo, they have their Hilo app, their free app downloaded. Right on the bottom, there's a band that says, visit the Hilo App Store. People will just go there and download the next app or other things that they want to use with their device. And all of that is going to just generate revenue for you. And speaking of Apple, we have a gentleman named Antonio De Rosa on staff here with World. And you probably haven't heard that name before. I encourage you to follow him on Facebook because he's an amazingly creative genius. He actually was the concept designer for the iPhones. So people always say, like, the device is so sleek, like our packaging is very Apple-esque, and that's why, because we have the concept designer on staff with World designing our products, and is absolutely passionate about World, and it's really cool. Again, following him on Facebook, you can see kind of his concept designs and some ideas of where we're also going with this. So the fourth point is we have extremely easy systems. Guys, this is truly a home-based business. So I know a lot of, I was in another direct selling company for 3 years prior to getting this that lovely text message showing me a 2-minute video. And I made a full-time income with that. I had left my full-time job there, but it required me to go out and do parties. And that, that's great. I love meeting new people, so it was fun, but it's just not super flexible for families. So it's pretty amazing that your entire business is done from your phone and from your computer if you choose. So you can take it anywhere with you. I've done these Zoom calls just like this from when we did a vacation in May to Jamaica. I was doing them in our resort. We have big plans for our family over the next few years just to travel around the U.S. and our business gets to come with us wherever we go. And so it's just kind of a huge blessing in that way. And the whole system is just a 2-minute video, a 7-minute video, and then a 30-minute overview. And following up with people and just checking in that way. So it's super easy, and that's why it's moving so fast, because it's just really easy to do. So this snapshot here on the bottom of the screen, I like to point out because it really demonstrates how fast this is moving and really kind of a little bit about our compensation plan. Because if you Google business for home, there's a list of the top 200 network marketers in the entire world, and says what company they're with, how much they're making, that kind of thing. We already have 10% of that list is from World Global Network, and you can see here, Sonat and Shanita Pranaputra, they're number 4 in the entire world with all companies making over $1 million a month. And Ramasio Fulcher, actually, Susanna got to meet him this weekend. This is old stats now. He's now number 19 at over $300,000 a month. And he came and just trained our organization of 300 this past weekend. And I don't show you these numbers to impress you, but what really matters about this is the compressed time frames. So everybody else on this list has been with their company, one clue from the beginning, like we are here, but it's taken them 15, 20 years to get on this list. As their business grew. The longest person has been in this company for 14 months. So they've actually broken world records, how fast this is moving and how fast people are earning substantial incomes here. And it's because of everything that we're talking about. At the first time this stuff has been done, the only device of its kind in the world. It's super easy to share, especially with social media and everything. So this slide shows where we've come already in 10 months. And what's pretty fascinating is another question we get is, well, what happens when Apple can do blood glucose, or, there's other competitors out there? And first of all, competition isn't good or isn't bad. Just shows there's definitely a need. Plus, our goal for our company was only 3% of the market share, because that made us a $3 billion company. We didn't need to own the space. Well, in 10 months, we've already dominated and taken 5% market share and surpassed Microsoft and Sony and Jawbone. And based on what we've done and where we're going, especially with the release of the blood glucose, we're pretty confident that we're going to be number 2 by the end of the year. And I have no doubt in my mind that we will not be number 1 next year in the space of wearable tech. If again, with the stuff, talk about the stocks, if you check, Fitbit stock is trading at about $6 a share right now, and World Global Network is about $21 a share. So clues all over. So one other thing that we are about to launch is a phone. So we have one other product that I'm going to mention real quickly before I get into the phone. It's called BioZen. So what it is a sticker chip that you put on the back of your electronic devices, because we know that we are more plugged in than ever, and the cumulative effect of all the electromagnetic radiation of our devices isn't good, and they're starting to do more and more research on it, on what that does to immunity and your cell damage and your DNA and whatnot. So you put the sticker chip on the back of your devices, and it now makes this next to nothing as far as the electromagnetic radiation that comes out of it. So that's the other product that we have. And this here phone is what we're going to be launching. So obviously it's a very sleek and sexy phone because Antonio is all over that one. But it's also got a 4 to 5 day battery life. And what we're really excited about as a company is that it has this BioZen chip built into the phone. So we will be releasing the first radiation-free phone to the world. So I already have people that have said, as soon as that phone drops, please let me know, and have a list running for it. So I'm really, really excited that we're able to bring that to the market again. And it works with any cell phone carrier. It's just through a SIM chip, so people don't have to worry if they have Verizon or AT&T or Sprint or whatever. So awesome. All this stuff sounds great. How do you get involved, right? That's kind of the main, it's kind of an important question. So basically you just pick your pack. For those on here that are maybe just checking this out as a customer and like, okay, this device sounds pretty cool. We have just the single band. It's $349. You get the colored band sets. It comes with black. You can see here I'm wearing a white one. And then you also get the germanium stones then for free with that. And that's $349. And one thing that was pretty cool, that when I first got started with this, I went to like a health fair and walked around and was sharing it with people like, are people going to see this? Like I see it, like how amazing this is. Everyone was blown away, hooking me up to blood pressure machines like, yeah, but is it accurate? And it was spot on to what the blood pressure cuff. And then the next question was, okay, well, how much is it? And when I'm like, it's $349, they're just like, oh, well, they were expecting me to say like $700 or $800 based on the capability it does. So people, it's very affordable because, again, with Fabio's just wants to get it out to the world so people can monitor their own health. So most of our business people pick either the family pack or the premium pack, and this reduces your price point down per device. So gives you a couple to have in the family. It's really nice to have at least one on hand as people just want to buy a device from you and right away versus waiting for it to ship out. The premium pack comes with 6 devices, 6 sets of the colored bands, and 6 BioZen. And you end up saving about $1,200 there then per, again, reduces the price down versus buying the singles. The family pack is $1,349, so you save about $700, and you get 4 of everything then. we came in with the family pack. That's probably the most popular pack. But when I have like larger families or, so you can, chiropractors, kind of that kind of thing where people want a little bit more product on hand, then they choose the premium pack. And then every once in a while, we have somebody that's really just interested in the BioZen. So you can get a pack of just the BioZen and you get 30 plus getting 8 free. That's another option as well. So you pick your pack, we come in, we help you hit the ground running. We have the best leadership in the entire world here because they always said everyone's coming to World, and we've seen all these major network marketers have left their companies, walked away from 6 and 7 figure incomes to come here because of what we are doing. It's like the company out there that everyone's watching. So the training and the leadership is just second to none. So the other thing I want to make sure I mention is we have something called a loyalty membership. And with that, like all of our business people are on this, and I have customers that choose to get on it also, but it's more of kind of an optional thing. It's a protection plan for your devices. So if you were to break your phone once it comes out, or your dog eats your Hilo, you can replace up to 2 devices per year. And the part I love the most is the loyalty points. So every month you get 75 points put into your back office account. So you've spent 59, you get 75 because they're the equivalent to dollars. And now you can use those towards other products. You can get, whether you get the next generation Hilo. Right now we're stockpiling ours for the phone when it comes out because we're going to need 3 of those bad boys up in here. You can use them for whatever you want. So you're just getting more money. So this is the residual income component of what we do. And this is where you have leveraged income basically. So you continue to grow your business. We have an 80% retention rate of people that get on loyalty because they want to have that continual, the money coming into their back office account. So 80% of people stay on it. So thinking about growing your organization, you can kind of do the math on what that is. We have over 600 people already. I'm sure we're projecting that we'll have probably a 10,000 person organization here within the next 3 years in just the residual income that will come off the loyalty membership. So it's pretty incredible. So it says $780 over the course of a year. You pay $59 per month, but you get over $1,400 in value because you also get the upgraded apps. Like they've just packed so much value into it that everybody wants to be on it and doesn't get off of it. So I've very fastly covered some of the highlights of this business and this opportunity right now. You guys, I can say without, I'm not being dramatic. I am not, I went to Thailand in May just for the international convention and got to hear Fabio speak of the vision of where he's going with this company. And all of our upper leadership just got back from Italy meeting with him, and they had to sign a non-disclosure. But they're like, you guys, this company is going to the moon. The things we're going to be launching here in October at the international convention in Vegas, and then come in January, this company is going to be growing to tenfold. So it's pretty incredible, and just a huge blessing. And so I love this quote here by Bill Gates, because that's what we have here. We often say to people, this is and again, not being dramatic at all, this is like knowing how big Fitbit and the Apple Watch is, and knowing it in advance and being able to, somebody calling you and saying, you can get in now and earn off of the sale of every device sold after this. That's what we have here. I have no doubt that this is going to blow how big Fitbit got out of the water based on what we've seen just in 10 short months. So I ask you guys if you would just get back to Suzanne and just kind of let her know what you're thinking. Usually you fall into one of 3 categories. Let her know if you're like, yep, I'm in, I want to get started. Let her know if you have questions. And I can also, if anybody has any questions right now, I'm happy to answer some. Or if it's just not for you. One thing that I encourage, if you would be so kind, again, thank you for jumping on here and checking this out. If you know anybody that would be blessed by an opportunity like this, that can see kind of the vision where this is going, that you could give her a referral, we always appreciate that. And usually there's a couple reasons that if people decide not to do it, there's a couple main reasons. The one thing is, time. Oh my gosh, I'm so busy. And trust me, we're all busy. We all can relate to that. Or it's a money thing. And on both of those, one thing, if nothing changes, then nothing changes. And we heard story after story after story this weekend of people just run out of options, needing to, it's paycheck to paycheck all the time. And this is an opportunity to get yourself out of that. And then lastly, I always throw in, if every once in a while we still get the people that are like, wait, is this one of those pyramid things? So I always have to address that. to just encourage you, if that's kind of your mindset, do a little bit of research. Industry of network marketing did $183 billion and is growing faster than gross GDP in the world's economy. People are coming in flocks, over 20 million people in this industry, because people are ready to be their own boss, are not wanting to work. They're wanting to create flexibility and a leveraged income and not have that cap. Because my husband, as a traditional business owner, he's like, man, with the overhead you guys have, nothing here, and you can blow the income I make in my business is out of the water. Like, that's he is now a network marketing lover, believer and lover. So thank you guys so much for jumping on here. I am going to stop the recording.